Everyone, I'm Kim with Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to take a closer look at the majors as it relates to numerology, and in today's video specifically companion cards. And I am going to remember to link the numerology and tarot video I just recently recorded in the description box. Check it out because it will help to bring this all together for you. And it's interesting to use the content or the numerology points in that video with what you're going to learn today and see how it all plays out in a reading for you. It's quite interesting. I can't wait to share with you. Please stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. Okay, we are looking at the companion cards found in the majors, and we're working with our deck, the Antique Anatomy Tarot. Before we move forward in looking at the specific companion pairings or cards, we are going to revisit some points from the numerology and the tarot video that I created to support this tarot study. The first point being is that the Fool card is represented by the number 0, and therefore it is the all or nothing card, or as the guidebook indicates, it is the wild card. Okay, so we have that out of the way. Next up, the Magician, which is represented by number 1, and the Wheel of Fortune representing number 10. They are already at base numbers. Well, the 10 can be broken down even further to 1, right? 1 plus 0 equals 1. So it can have, and it will show you that in a moment, 2 companion cards. So it's like a little triplet, I forgot what you call that when it's 3. A threesome. A threesome. So we have a few of those, but the double-digit cards are broken down, and that is how we get to our companion cards. I strongly encourage you to check out the guidebook and therefore, partake in this gorgeous deck. It is a mass market deck, by the way, because the guidebook has a handy little sheet or just a page devoted to companion cards, and it has a cool little chart that shows you the little companion cards. I'm not going to do that because I want to save some of that for the guidebook, but yeah, you can find a wealth of information in what seemingly is a tiny guidebook, but actually it's not. It's kind of juicy. So yeah, that's what I wanted to mention. So the Devil card, for example, has a double-digit number associated with it, right? It has the 15. Well, in order to get to the base number, we have to do 1 plus 5, which is 15 broken down, equals 6. And the base number is 6. What number is associated, or what tarot card is associated with the number 6? That would be the Lovers. So the companion card to the Devil is the Lovers card, and the companion card to the Lovers card is the Devil card. So that's a prime example of what we're doing today, or how we got here. Okay, so I have them all out for you, the companions in their little groupings. Okay, but before we get into that, I wanted to show you a couple of things in the guidebook here. This is Claire Goodchild's beautiful creation, and there's a whole page here in the guidebook devoted to companion cards. It's sitting right next to the numerology and the tarot section. Okay, this is why I said, if you don't have this deck, definitely check it out. The guidebook alone is so amazing and worthy of the purchase, but I'm in love with the artwork as well, as you all probably can tell. Another cool thing about the guidebook, aside from these beautiful full color images here, is how the majors are broken down in their meanings. We have the Numerology association, which is 1 to the Magician. There's the astrological correspondences, the elements associated with it, and the companion cards, which is listed here as Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. So, and then you have the descriptions here. It's just an amazing, amazing guidebook, I have to say. So let me show you. We have the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Sun. How we got here, okay, at least according to the guidebook, is the Wheel of Fortune is associated with number 10. When you could either leave it as the base number 10, or you could break down the Wheel of Fortune further by taking 10 and saying 1 plus 0 equals 1. So that is how the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune are companion cards. They really show us beginnings, new beginnings, and endings, and it's, you know, it's both. It's like it's a cycle here. There's a, you know, a continuous motion, ups and downs, ebbs and flows, dips, highs and lows, manifesting. What are you manifesting? What are you bringing down into the physical realm? What are you manifesting? What is, you know, what cycle are you in? You know, what cycle are you in related to your manifestation? So you have that here with the companion cards, but then you throw in the Sun. So how did the Sun get there? Well, the Sun is associated with number 19, which is a double-digit number that needs to be broken down. You can break the Sun, 1 plus 9 equals 10, and that's how you get a companion little partnership here. And you can break it down even further, the 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1, and get down to the Magician. So that's how we got these three. And what's cool about this is that you can take what you know about the ones and the tens, right? You can take what you know about them and really tie it into, like if you got a question and this card comes up, and maybe this card comes up too, and you're just thinking about, wow, these companion cards have shown up in, you know, different parts of this reading. You know, this is what's coming through. We're looking at endings and new beginnings and cycles and strong manifesting with raw energy. That's what we're looking at here. So yeah, that's our first little pairing, a little companionship going on over here. It's actually not a pairing. There's three of them. We're going to look at the High Priestess. And we won't do it today, but what's cool about looking at the different correspondences, like the colors, the numerology, the astrological correspondences, whether or not they're they're companion cards, all of that, you tie that into your reading, and it's just ripe with so much opportunity to go in so many different directions with the reading and go into deep levels of understanding of the card meanings and being able to it's just trippy, really trippy how it all ties together with this deck. High Priestess has the Justice card and Judgment. By the way, this is how I'm demonstrating the majors through this tarot study, is through looking at the tarot correspondences. That is different than how I did past tarot studies, where I went through individual card by card of the majors. Not able to do that this time, but we're still able to get a heavy dose of looking at the majors through the videos. So the High Priestess, the Justice, and the Judgment cards. Let me know in the comments below what things that strike you about this little set here. Like, are there aspects of the High Priestess that you see in the Justice card? Are there aspects of Judgment that you see in Justice? You know, I'm curious to hear what you all have to say about that. Next up, we have the Empress. All right. So the Hanged Man and the World are in this little set. And how we got here, at least with the Hanged Man is associated with number 12, right? Number 12. And you take 1 plus 2 equals 3. So the base number is 3. So that's how these two came into pairinghood. That's not a word, I don't think. And then we have the World card. And so 21, 2 plus 1 equals 3. So that's how these two come together. That's how they all are together. Wow. You can even see a lot of the greenery that the deck creator has incorporated in this, you know, set here. And like, how does that inform your reading, right? With the green, the life force, right? Nature, fertility, health, a new perspective, reaping all the beautiful benefits of what you have sown, you know. Okay, moving on. The Emperor is just with the Death card. Okay. So death is associated with the number 13. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 4 is represented in the Emperor. Okay. It's just interesting because you think about the key meanings of the Emperor and then you think about the key meanings of the Death card, and then it just, you know, it's like, what are the commonalities? What are the oppositional differences? You know, when I see these when I think of these two companion cards, how do they mirror themselves and how they do not mirror themselves is a good exercise to look at when you're looking at the companion cards, because it'll really definitely help you deepen your connection to these cards if you have trouble with the majors. Many people don't usually have as much trouble with the majors as they do minors, but sometimes there are people who like really struggle with it, and so just trying to find different ways of getting to know them a bit better could be through the use of looking at the companion cards and then seeing how they compare and contrast. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Helps me with showing you guys the cards. We then have I zoomed too far in, the Hierophant and Temperance. So Temperance is associated with number 14, and 1 plus 4 is 5. The Hierophant is the number 5. Temperance and the Hierophant. You know, we could think of all the different symbols that we associate with, you know, I can think of in the Rider-Waite-Smith, the angel presence in both of those cards. And when we think of angels, we think of spirituality or religion, a need for, spiritual discipline, a need for, spiritual balance. So I can see that with these cards. Okay. Next up is the Lovers and the Devil. Okay. So we talked about that earlier, I believe. The Lovers is number 6. It's represented or associated with the number 6. The Devil is associated with number 15, 1-5. So 1 plus 5 equals 6. And a lot of people love to do the compare and contrast with the Lovers and the Devil. It's quite fascinating when you think about it, when you see the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith Lovers card, and then you look at it and you can see how it's almost the Devil card in the Rider-Waite-Smith is almost a dark version. It's a stark. It looks similar in how the man and the woman are positioned and standing there, but in the Devil depiction, the Devil card, they're bounded, whereas in the Lovers card they're not. And what does that tell us? How does that inform us about a love question that you may be asked, or a career question, or someone's really been down in the dumps? How does that, looking at the comparing and contrasting of the two. But many people are fascinated most with this companion little pairing. I know I am. I'm very much fascinated with it. And the Hierophant and the Temperance one as well. Okay, next up is the Chariot. Okay, and we have the Tower. So the Chariot is associated with number 7, and the Tower is number 16, and 1 plus 6 equals 7. And so again, it's just fun to think about. It's like if I take the guidebook, for example, we have the Chariot. The key words are willpower, travel, mastery of self, ambition, control, force, and adrenaline. Okay, and then we go to the Tower. Keywords: destruction, sudden change, devastation, sadness, despair. It's almost like what could happen if what you did back here in the Chariot time of number 7, whether or not you're on shaky ground, a shaky foundation, or whether or not you're going to push through change and still have something standing, but oftentimes it's not, because we may have had all the best intentions at the Chariot time frame, and many of the things that we had hoped to manifest have manifested, but there was other things that weren't built on solid ground, and now we're confronted with that will that we exerted. We're confronted with it kind of tumbling down in the Tower. So it's just interesting to see and to compare and contrast. Okay, next is the Strength card and the Star. So the Strength is associated with number 8. The Star is number 17. And inner strength after a lot of tumultuous changes and movement, and as you see with the Chariot and as you see with the Tower, because the Star comes after the Tower, right? It's a time of restoration, renewal, recovery, hope, a wish fulfilled, finding inner strength to move forward towards a place from despair over upheaval to a place of hope and belief and faith. So I like that. I like that a lot. And then, you can't see it here, but I'll bring it up. The last pairing to talk about is the Moon card with the Hermit. All right, so, well, actually, let's do this. The Hermit is associated with number 9. The Moon is number 18. Number 18, and you break down 1 plus 8 equals 9. And Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting when you think about like the Hermit, when you think about the overall essence of the Hermit, the person is actually going within you yourself or the querent, whereas things may be externally murky to the querent in the moon card, but nevertheless someone is not having full clarity of a situation and really having to rely on their intuition, their inner knowing to navigate a situation. It's quite beautiful. I really appreciate this deck so much. I've been enjoying using it all the time while I'm actively leading the tarot study. And yeah, you guys should definitely check out the Facebook group. That is where a lot of the work is happening with the Antique Anatomy Tarot study. Typically, the tarot study work is most robust, and a lot of engagement and interaction with one another happens there. So the link is in the description. Head on over there and dive right on in to what we're doing. All right, and you can dive in anytime, by the way. The tarot study is evergreen. So at any point, whenever you see this video and you're like, I want to work with this deck more, all right, well, just head on over to the Facebook group and we'll get you all set up and ready to go on doing your tarot study. All right, well, I want to thank you all so much for watching. This was so much fun to do. I'm going to have a lot of fun, like just doing like maybe a 3-card reading and really dissecting all of the different little tarot correspondences. And we have now the video and the little slides to like refer back to for quick reference, right? So definitely check the videos out as much as you need. I have time-stamped them so that way you can easily go to your time-stamped little section that you're working on and have at it. Have at it. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining me. Much love. So many blessings. The sweetest of blessings to all of you. Take care.